that's pretty cool to have like this non-combat aspect being there, because
Indeed.
I think it's quite a challenge to make something still, moody and a bit dark, but without sticking skulls and weapons to it.
Indeed. And with that, we're live. Snuck it up on you.
Woohoo! Are you
Welcome
sure?
to, yeah, I'm sure. Welcome to episode 45 of the Creature Conference. Coming to you today from Flynn. Where are we coming from?
Rick Priestley's cat carrier.
Rick Priestley's Cat Carrier. Coming to you live from Rick Priestley's Cat Carrier. It's the #1 Tyranid shit show on the internet, the Creature Conference. And
Good evening.
as we came in, Hydra was just talking about something that I hope he talks about more on this stream, which is the Apple Picking 28 challenge. Do you want to get us started by talking about, like you mentioned it on last stream, but how's it been going and how can people participate?
Yeah, well, it's for those who don't know what it is I have made a little game that I'm playing with my son. And it's not about killing each other, but funnily, it is about apple picking. And it's my try to introduce him to tabletop. And therefore, I've built a table, and we built our miniatures together, and we painted them, and yeah, and I was asked by people who were kind of curious about that, and I sat down and more draw than actually wrote a rule book for that. You can download that from my blog. There's a link to that. And yeah, we are so excited about this game that he wants to play it every day, which I count as a success. Yeah,
This is your son that wants to play, who wants to play it every day?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. He always walks up to me and says, "Yeah, more apple picking." And we are already advancing in our game design, so he wants to have different things now. And it's funny to see that he is almost as much excited about building stuff than he is about playing, which is kind of cool. Um, and yeah, we are. Oh, okay. So what we did was, or what I sort of did was, as so many people were interested in that, and to quotation marks promote our little rule book, I called forth the Apple Picking 28 challenge. So if you want to participate in that challenge, you just have to build an apple picker. So we have two categories. That's fantasy and it's science fiction. So if you want to take part, just build an apple picker and post it under the hashtag ApplePicker28 challenge.
Is it apple picker or apple picking?
Oh, it's apple picking. You're
Are you
right.
sure? And is it apple picking 28 or apple picking 28 challenge?
It's apple picking 28 challenge.
Okay.
You can find the rest of the whole thing on my account, or if you look for apple picking 28 without the challenge, you can find the rest of my doings, and you can take the little guess who has painted which model, me or my son. Yeah, and it's awesome. And what I absolutely love about this challenge, I kind of thought, I want to show my son that I'm not the only nerd out there building little models. He's not he's not questioning it, so he's not like doubtful or anything, but I want to
Dad,
show
are
him.
you the only nerd on the internet? I mean, you got a lot of He-Man, you paint a lot of little figures, And you say there are other nerds on the internet, but I haven't
He
seen
has-
any of them.
He has no understanding of what the internet is. He honestly haven't even understood what TV is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So he knows that we're using mobiles, and once a week he's allowed to watch a show.
Yeah.
And that's basically all his contact points with media for now. Of course, we're reading books over and over and over again, but yeah. So yeah. So I told him when I'm talking about Instagram, I'm always talking about my friends. So my friends are interested in what, and my friends are this, and my friends are that. Yeah, I think that's
Cute.
especially right now, that's very important since we're all sitting at home.
Yeah.
And like he doesn't see that we have like real social interactions. He came to me yesterday and said, "Well, you haven't seen your friends in a long time, haven't you?" And I said, "Well, how do you reckon?" And he said, "You have seen your friends the last time at your birthday." And I was like,
Ah.
"Yeah, you are right." That was the last time that he saw me seeing my friends. And therefore I thought it would be good to, let him know that I have more friends and that I'm not lonely. And
I'm cool. Trust me, I'm cool.
yeah,
My
don't-
mom
don't
says I'm
mind-
cool.
Daddy is happy, really.
Yes, those are tears
Marco,
of
you
joy.
snuck in here. You snuck in here while we were flapping our gobs. Welcome, man.
I did. Thank you. Good to hear you.
Good to have you.
Those are
In
tears
case you
of
missed
joy.
it, we're coming to everyone live today from Rick Priestley's cat carrier.
I missed it.
Well,
Awesome.
now you know.
Well, his wife seemed to be quite the cat person now that you say it.
That time when you were in his basement?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
Did I tell you about it?
No, I don't know that you told me about that time that you were in Rick Priestley's basement. In fact,
awesome.
I don't know that that's the whole reason that we come to you live from some part of Rick Priestley's house every week. But someone, Hive Fleet Bargeist has already commented on, look at that sweet washing that Marco's doing.
Absolutely. And
And
tell
I
you
would
what,
like to comment on Xafai Enge. I hope that I pronounced
Oh,
that
yeah?
correctly. Who was suggesting that the series the little one is allowed to see is die Sendung mit der Maus, which is not. It's the Sendung mit dem Elefanten, which is the little kids version, the smaller kids version.
it sounds
It's
kind of
based-
weird in English.
Yes,
It does. What is it in German? Or what does it mean?
It's the show with an elephant.
That's literally what it's called.
Yeah.
Which still sounds kind of weird.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's basically just like a little a series of little clips stuck to each other, and in between there's always like a little cartoon elephant doing things.
We did have a discussion earlier about how English might be a more visual language or
It certainly
creative
is.
language than German, and that German
Yep.
is more like categorical and descriptive. I don't know. Straight up.
Well, the usual phrase is German is the like French is the language for poetry. I don't know
Yeah.
what English is, but German is the language for instruction manuals. Which is
Yes.
absolutely
Having
true.
once worked at a company that makes instruction manuals, I appreciate that.
I'm
That
so
was my
glad.
most boring writing job in my life,
I can imagine.
which maybe says a lot about German. Oh shit.
But you have to be precise, which is very efficient.
Ah, yes.
Yes.
We are all about precision.
No
Fuck-
joking
Fuck
around.
poetry.
You fuck poetry.
Wait, are we do we need to have a little more talk about apple
Fucking
picking?
Poetry? Of course, of course.
Oh my god. So we talked about apple picking a bit. We talked about the challenge. So
Yeah.
You can make a fantasy apple picker. You can make a sci-fi apple picker. And I hope to cut this section out and the section last week out where we talk about this to make it into like one of those little weird podcast episodes because I just think this is so cute. And I want more people to know about. Well, I just think it's really cool that like a lot of people like get their well, I don't know. I see on social media that a lot of people seem to try and get their kids into like tabletop. And they're like, here, paint a model. But like the actual game is a little more complicated. So I just think that what you're doing here could be useful to other people who are interested in getting their little people into tabletop in a very simple way.
I hope so.
And it's sorry, and it's non-violent, huh? It's non-violent. How's that
Yep.
for a change?
Yep.
Yeah, which is great. Which is funnily the most or I got the most responses on that topic. So someone wrote me that he wants to play the game with his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And yeah, and we talked about how to get someone engaged in a game, and I suggested that they just don't just play the game, but also build the things in advance, because for a little game it doesn't have to be complicated. I built the whole thing in 2 afternoons, I think. No, in 3 afternoons, with my son, who has a uh who has a very short time span to concentrate on a thing. And if it gets boring, he's off very quickly. And so it had to be quick. And it's funny that you, as sophisticated as I would like to be, it's easy to take a step back
Yeah.
and do things more easily. I could have, for example, the trees I built.
Yeah.
I wanted them to have roots on the ground,
Mhm.
so they just don't like stuck into the earth.
Mhm.
And I thought about modeling them little roots with that modeling clay I have,
Mhm.
which would have taken ages to dry. And in the end, I dubbed for hot glue covered in sand, and that just works perfectly. No one cares about that, but it
Yeah.
it was quick, and he enjoyed that. And so if you want anyone to get engaged into the whole thing, I think it is important to not just play the game, but also paint up the miniature,
And
and
like build
or
the scenery and stuff like that.
exactly, because then they see the whole thing, not just this gaming part. Because a game you can lose, but if you've built the miniature your own, or built like a tree or something like that, you can use that over and over again. And I think that gives a high replayability
Time to
to the
smell the
thing.
roses.
What?
Yeah. Smell the
Time
roses.
to
Take the
smell,
time to smell the
time to
roses.
smell the roses.
Oh yeah,
Not just hurry from job to job.
yeah.
Yeah, and like another key point, I don't know that everyone wants to do this if they're like playing it with their girlfriend or whatever, but like you invited your son into the game design process, which I think was really cool.
Yeah, that was that was honestly, that was very
Yeah,
involuntary,
involuntary. Yeah.
because I thought I had it figured out in the beginning. And I thought, okay, we're going to make this game, and it will be a competition. It won't be about killing anyone. My wife would have killed me, and that would have been the end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought about how we can play together, or play a game, and for what could be the reason for the game. And
And lest there be any confusion, your wife is not above killing some fools. I played Frostgrave with her once, and she was ruthless, but I guess she doesn't want her children killing fools.
yeah, so I thought about, I've lost my train of thought here, but
Sorry,
no worries.
you were talking
Uh,
about maybe bringing him into the design process, and you thought you had it
oh
all
yeah,
figured
yeah.
out.
So yeah, he, on the one side, he's 4 years old, and he's
Yeah.
right now, he's all about competition. He wants to be the first up the ladder. He wants to be the first, everywhere. He wants to be the first,
Mm-hmm.
even to wash his hands, or be up the stairs or stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and this I want to be first kid walked up to me and said, so we are building this. This is fine with me, but this is not going to be a competition game, right? So he I think if I would have said at that point, we're going to be who picks the apples first, he would have been out. He would
Mhm.
have said, you can play your stupid Apple game alone because I'm not playing it, because it would be playing against me, and he knows that he's 4 years old. He's going to lose against me.
Yeah, like maybe it's not that he stopped being competitive, it's just that he saw that this was going to be a very challenging thing to win. Like washing his hands first, he can do that. Getting up the stairs
Yeah,
first, he can do that. But
yeah,
beating you in this game, he barely understands. Not so much.
yeah. I think that's the point, and that was where I luckily was inspired by a podcast I have heard, and I took the I was at that very moment in the midst of myself for whatever reason, and I did not say, well, roll over his fear and say, yeah, but we're playing who picks the most apples first.
Mhm.
Um, but said, well, if you don't want to, we will. I bought some time. To be honest, I said we will see what the game will be all about. We're just building the stuff right now, and then
I reserve
and
the
then
right to force you to play competitively later.
yeah, I thought maybe at that very second, I thought, well, if I build stuff with him, maybe we can play competitively afterwards.
Mhm.
But I gave it some thought, and I was like, well, he apparently uh, is frightened of playing against me. But Cthulhu told me that, or the game, not the person, not the entity, told me that it's great fun to play together. And so I thought, well, we should play together then.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, and that was where he took great influence on the design, and from there on, whenever I had reached dead end, I asked him what would make sense for him,
Mhm.
and therefore it has become not just my game for him, it has become our game, and that's a great
Nice.
experience. Yep, end of
And
story.
we're so right now the next page, well, you guys are still playing it, but you and your son.
Yeah.
The next page is the apple picking 28 challenge, where people can build their own miniatures and participate. And your son is going to be the judge of the winning miniatures, I think you said.
Yep, yep.
Didn't you
We
also say
we're
that Gardens of Hecate is going to send you her actual miniature? I think she's going to win because it's going to be right there in front of him, and he's going to be like, "Well, this one's clearly the best."
Yeah, well, she asked me what was cool to make and what not, like
Mhm.
thematically,
Yep.
and I said, well, of course I'm going to look at the entries before, and I said, well, gore or any chopped off heads or stuff like that will be nothing I will show him.
Mhm.
Uh, and yeah, to lean in more into the non-combat aspect, but it can be grim dark, and it can be design, he or can be muted colors. It doesn't have to be bright and colorful. He's not that kind of guy.
Yep.
um and yeah, so she asked me about that, and I told her what I thought would be cool for him. And then she said, "Well, because I want to send you the miniature for you to play with."
Oh,
And
that's
I
really
think
sweet.
that's really amazing. Yeah.
Look at you pimping out your son to get pieces of art from Anna Polanska. What a nice guy.
Yeah. Exactly.
I
But don't
should
tell anyone.
I should invent having a son too.
You should have it for your
Maybe I can,
dogs. Have a
maybe I can
game with your
maybe
dogs.
maybe I can borrow the neighbor's kid. And
Hey,
Just
my
be
you come
like,
here.
and I think shall do some mango picking, huh? Haha, wink wink.
just do it with your dogs, Marco, and say that it's a special event. You can only participate if you buy Forge World models, and you send them to you directly.
But if I play mouse or rat picking with my dogs, it isn't as cute.
No, probably not. But yeah, that's awesome, Simon. It's such a good idea. It's so cool, and I'm glad that so many people are picking up on it. Like, it seems like it's really exploding.
And what I really hope for is that some people who are in a similar situation as we are currently, like jumping from one quarantine lockdown situation to the next.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I found it this result was part of a very long and very painful process, because we have been sitting on each other for days,
Yeah.
and that was not very pleasant. And at some point, my wife suggested, what, you should stop whining about sitting here all day long and do what you do. Just do it with your son. And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. Woman, leave me alone.
Of course you said it like that. Of course.
Of course, yeah. Then I slept on the couch, and then I
Oh,
gave
man.
her words some second thoughts.
You guys ever watch Key and Peele? I don't know if it made it over to Germany. It's like an American comedy show.
Nope.
Oh, well, there's this one episode. They're very talented comedians. Do you know the film Get Out?
Oh yeah.
Nope.
Maybe.
Okay, it was super famous in North America. It's all about.
Does it have zombies?
No, it's
No.
well, it has a little bit of grossness, but it's basically about like anti-black racism, sort of, but like in a really
Okay.
weird situation. Anyway, the director of Get Out is God, I always mix them up. Is it Jordan Peele? Anyway, these
Yeah.
guys, they had a comedy show, and there's this one sketch that they do in the comedy show where the two of them are talking to their wives, and they're like, one of them is like, they're talking real tough. They're like, yeah, and I said to her, I said, and he starts looking around behind him to see if she's around, and he leans into the guy and he goes, I said, bitch. And the other guy's like, what? And he's like looking around, seeing if he can find a wife. He's like, wait, but did you say that to her? Like, did you said the words bitch? And he's like, oh yeah, I said it. And it's clear that they're so terrified that their wives are gonna catch them talking like this. And it just gets more and more crazy, where they start like, they go down in the basement and they continue this conversation. And then like every time they say it, they're like looking around to make sure the wife's not there. And they're like, I'm a tough guy, I promise. So that was just what it reminded me of, when it's like, yeah, you said that to your wife, didn't you? And you were like, oh yes,
Awesome.
definitely.
Sounds really funny, yes.
Sorry, that was random. I'll send you the link later.
Anyone sobbing around here? It's so true.
Anything in the comments about Apple picking 28, Flynn? Flynn?
Because you guys, I've got a little bit distracted by it because I was trying to find for my entry, but I found everything.
Oh my God, you've been off Apple picking, totally not paying attention to anything.
I have. Brett Evans said, my buddy has a 5-year-old, and I told him about apple picking, and he was pretty pumped.
Nice.
Yes.
So there's been quite a few. Captain Timboli says, guess I'll stop working on my orcs and build an apple picker now.
Yep.
Yes, very good.
Why not make an orc apple picker?
Exactly.
Oh, you can do the
Why
same
not?
thing. This guy is
Because
totally
it's
going to be an
already-
apple picker. Like, look at these arms. He's made for apple picking.
I've thought
That's-
about a Tyranid apple picker.
Of course, we all have.
Yeah.
That's our job, right?
So
Yep.
is it the Dactylus or isn't it?
Oh, that would be a good one.
Yeah, it's
I-
yeah.
In my brain, I just misunderstood, and I was like, at the flying the harpy thing that would just swoop by and
Take the tree?
harvest the apples with her scything talons.
Aw. And I think the Dactylus was never meant to throw the balls. He just took them. It was
He just
totally
ate them.
misunderstood.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Oh, it's cool to hear that it kind of takes circles already.
Take circles. What do you mean?
That the circle is getting bigger. That people talk about it and share it with others, and they find it useful.
And care about it, huh?
Yeah.
I think it's so endearing is the right word, I think. Nick, is it endearing?
Yeah, endearing. Yeah. Endearing. It's like heartwarming. Like,
Yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah.
it. Certainly. Because it isn't about killing and about having a story with your own son to just rebrand tabletop games for you too. Awesome.
Yeah, and the great thing is, I'm if he gets better, he already is pretty good at dry brushing. At some point, I just can build the terrain and say, here, you paint that.
Make a robot.
Training your own loved one to be your painting slave.
Yes.
Perfect.
Never heard of that before.
What?
Yeah. So there's no other apple picking related discussion. Flynn, is there any other apple picking stuff going on in the chat that we should hit up?
Just Symbio Joe saying Apple Picker 3000. I think in relation to the orc picker. And all I'm going to say is, all I need to do now is just get another giant, and we'll have another apple picker.
Get another
Yay!
giant. Like, you haven't got 5 of them in a box right behind you right now.
Those have already been worked on.
That's like me saying I need to get another termagant. Are you kidding me?
Well,
What was
that
that
could
show we
segue
were
us.
talking about earlier?
The mouse?
film.
The elephant?
No, your show.
Get Out.
Yes.
What?
That's a film, yeah.
Yeah, I had just a very similar situation because I got snuck up.
No. You're talking about the Key and Peele sketch, not Get Out.
Oh,
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you got snuck up on by your wife?
Yes.
She's sneaky like that.
Yeah.
Watch out!
What happened? Is there more to the story, or is that it?
No, that's it.
Okay. More for the After Hours podcast, I think. Oh.
Quiet,
Oh,
dangerous. Watch out!
Yeah. I better do.
The lictor was nothing.
What do you think it was inspired by? Sneaky ladies.
Very good. Okay.
Okay.
Well, very good sobs.
Yeah.
What?
When you hear me stop sobbing. No, I just had my wife walk in and she said, "Did you just say on the internet that that you're training our kid to be a slave?" I was like,
Okay.
"Yeah, we
Oh, I didn't know that your wife. Oh wait, did we come up with a fake name for your wife? Fran? No, not Fran. What's the name of her cow?
Oh, she hates that.
Okay, never mind. Won't be doing that. So has she joined Nora and actually watching the stream now? Oh shit.
That's a problem.
No, she just walked in and because we are sharing our this room here and
Yep.
yeah, let's move on.
Move on.
Won't get any better than that.
All right, so I set some homework for everyone in the chat, but my original posts disappeared. I tried to scroll up to them and they look to be gone. I don't know why.
Yeah.
So what I had asked all of you dudes here on the call, as well as folks in the chat, I'll re-ask now for anyone who missed that initial post. I set some homework for anyone who showed up early. With actually, you know what, Flynn, you want to share your screen? Do you have the thing pulled up?
Yep, let me just go to there.
Let's do that first, and then we'll move on to the homework.
Yeah.
Because we had some Tyranid news this week, in case you missed it. We will rehash it for you. Very little Tyranid news. Don't get too excited, but it's something. I mean, I got pretty excited, but then I cooled down and realized there's not much to it.
It isn't little.
It's something. Let's say that.
Just be prepared for me to go all crazy.
Oh, and I need to like
As in-
accept your stream request, don't I?
Yeah, that's why I mean my computer to go a bit crazy. Not me go crazy.
Well, we accept
More
that
than
as
normal.
well.
That's just standard.
Oh, speaking of crazy, get out of here.
Crazy
Stop.
is that?
Oh my god, what the heck? Why won't it stop? I can't turn it off.
Oh, it's on your end?
Yeah, and I
It's
can't
2 o'clock.
I can't unswipe it. I'm going crazy. Oh Jesus.
Sounds very German to me.
Yes.
Which is not a good thing on this case.
Oh, there we go now. Thank God. I stopped it. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, non-video participants. Let's see what Flynn's got for us. Watch stream. Ba-dang! How is this going to show up in our lovely Oh, there we go. It's showing up in the right place. So, Flynn, can you zoom in on it at all or no? Oh, because I can't even read it. Okay, that's probably pretty good. I don't know. Do you want to read it out for us? This is at the end. Where did this show up?
This is the new Aldari Codex, and it's absolutely enormous. Post on the community page on Monday.
Yep, Monday this week.
This isn't just an exciting time for Eldari, but for Warhammer 40,000 Xenos players. After the craft rolls touch down, there's something gribbly and either chitinous or chitinous coming. We don't want to say too much right now, but there are lots of them. They've come a long way, and they're very hungry for
Who
biomass.
else thought we've come a long way?
You forced it out of us. It's
Damn
the
it.
Tyranids.
Damn it! Oh, damn it!
No,
I was gonna have a thing. Wait. Let's pretend you just finished. Here we go. You ready? Goddamn, why are there ads? Come on.
Oh, you should just be there.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, that's enough. Sorry, there we go.
The Tyranids!
Tyranids are coming! Woo!
I'm sorry to disappoint you, but you got that all wrong.
What?
They're talking about the Backstreet Boys. Because they've come
No! Backstreet's back!
Backstreet's back. Alright.
Oh, God.
Stop it.
Let's all sing it now, because that's what people come here for, our badass singing.
Yeah, they're coming here for our badass technology.
Guys, we've slept eons in the cold of space for this.
We
traveled
have.
light years and light years to finally come to this point.
Yeah, we've come a long way.
And how do you feel?
Hungry. Really fucking hungry.
Are you trying to get up a mood here, or what?
Yeah, I could eat.
I could
Why
eat.
not? There's a planet up front. Let's go.
Anyway, in all seriousness, NIDs are coming. Yay, congratulations. New NIDs are... Why'd I say congratulations? I don't know.
And they belong in the museum.
Yes, Flynn's museum will have some new
exhibitions.
He's got his Tyranid museum. And yeah, so that's pretty exciting that Tyranids are going to be next. When I first read this, I freaked out in a good way. I was like, oh my God. In fact, there's a point in it where it says there's many of them and they're hungry or something like that. And of course they're talking many of them like a swarm. And I was like, guys, they said many of them. That means we're getting tons of models. And I'm like, oh wait, no, they're just talking about Tyranids.
There will be some.
I may have gotten way too excited about this.
There's guaranteed one.
Guaranteed one. We're gonna have one tier. Well, you say that, but they could release the Codex and release that Tyranid later in the year.
I mean, we know it's gonna be Codex, right?
Yes, it's definitely gonna be a Codex, and you'd think that there would be one model at least because they previewed that one model in that video that they showed us at the beginning of the year. But other than that, we don't know much. There are certain rumors flying around the internet about what will not be in the next Tyranid release. We talked about that on a different stream. I don't know that I believe all of them, but you know, they are out there. But I had set for homework for people earlier in the chat to say two things. So we'll put it to the chat now for anyone who missed it earlier. And then we'll do ours, and then we'll go back and read all the stuff in the chat. So the first question was, what Tyranid, if nothing, like, don't think about like size or cost or like how well it'll sell or like what would be required to make it. If they could release one Tyranid, your dream Tyranid, as part of this release, what would it be? What would be your dream all-time Tyranid that, you know, blue sky it? Just pick the craziest ass Tyranid that they could possibly release. that you would love to see, like something that really deserves it, or something that you've always loved the fluff for it and you'd love to see it in person, or just like, I'm really tired of this existing model and I want a new version of it, so I want this to be the one Tyranid that they release. So that's question number 1 that you have to answer. And then question number 2 is the practical answer. What do you actually think if they release one Tyranid, what will it be? Which one do you think that Games Workshop, in their wisdom and through their calculations, will decide is the one Tyranid that should be released? So those were the 2 questions. I also put it to all 3 of you. So does anyone want to go first with their dream Tyranid, and then their practical, it's probably going to be this Tyranid?
Dude, we don't do homework. It's not how we roll around
Oh my
here.
god, it's because you don't go on Discord at all, except for like
It's
right before this
Tyranid.
fucking thing.
But I don't do homework. Never did.
God.
We do last minute things. Like,
Professionals till the end. Yo, I sent it to you last minute. Don't you tell me. Don't you tell me that you do last minute things. It was a last minute request, you bastards.
we do last minute things, last minute as well.
That's right.
What I would say is, practical.
Dream first. Or no,
Dream
practical
first.
first? Oh, whichever way you want to do it. Sorry, whichever way makes sense.
Well, practical is there's going to be another Ripper. Every wave of releases, there's a new Ripper model. That's so minuscule practical.
Really?
'Cause-
Are you serious? Every wave has a new Ripper?
Every time they've done like a new big set of models, there's a new Ripper model. So you start off with
Really?
so you start off with the metal Rippers.
Yeah.
That from 2nd edition. Then you got 3rd edition, where those Rippers all stayed with the ones that came in the Termagant box, the Warrior box, and the monstrous weapon sprue.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Gene Sealers came out in 4th edition. You got the Spine Maw Rippers.
Right.
Then at some point along the way, we got the Forge World Rippers as well.
Oh,
I
right.
don't know
I
if they
don't
were
count
4th
them.
or 5th, but
Whatever.
you
Who
could
cares
get
about
them
Forge World?
whatever.
No one can afford that.
And then when they released the Raveners, I think was 6th edition, you got the Ravener Ripper. And that's been it since. We haven't had a new
Wait.
Ripper sculpt.
But haven't there been releases post Raveners that, like Tyranid releases? Like, didn't the Tyrannocyte and all that come out after the Raveners? There's no
That was
Rippers of
second-
those.
That was second part of that big wave of the Codex edition.
Okay. I think
So
you
I
might be
included
doing
it as
some
the one.
creative mathematics, but I'll allow it.
And because obviously we said before, they design it all in one go, and then release it separately.
Yes. Okay.
So I'm doing it is they design that all in one go and then released it separately.
Okay.
Because the one I'm thinking they're going to do is they're going to redo the Termagant and Hormagant kit. And
Yep.
currently the Termagant kit is the main place to get Rippers. So
Right.
if they don't if they redesign that kit and they don't redesign the Rippers, we're going to be in a bit of a situation of you've got the Swarm unit that people would want to use and they've got loads of models for, but they don't really want to put them into Legends because of it. And people use the Rippers quite a lot in the competitive scene as well.
They do?
Yeah, cheap troop option to just fill out the slot and go fill out whatever the formation and get it to another one.
Interesting. Okay.
So they'll either do what I'm thinking is they'll either do them the way of the Necron Scarabs, where they're like more of like one solid piece, and they're in with the Termagants and Hormagants still, or there'll be a separate unit you can buy.
Please make them
Nurglings.
separate. Please tell me that I don't need to buy more Termagants to get more Rippers.
Yeah. Just let me buy a box of Rippers,
Mhm.
like we used to be able to do. That's the practical one, I think. The dream one,
Yep.
new Carnifex
Yo.
kit.
Whoa!
Okay.
I was expecting Shrikes. Shit. Wow.
Well,
You went there.
What were
Strike's
you
already
expecting?
there. Strike's
Strikes.
already there.
Okay, right.
That's in
Wow.
the one that's already been announced. So it's like, what's the point of being wishful thinking of? I know they're there.
Well, I figured that would be the practical answer. That, like, we know they're doing Shrikes. They're doing Shrikes. It's going to be Shrikes. Well, we don't
Yeah,
know
but
that that's Shrikes. We think that's Shrikes, but it's likely Shrikes.
Yeah.
It's got wings.
Yeah.
And it's not huge. Thanks, Flynn. That was good. New Carnifex kit. Talk to me about that.
it's
What would you see in it?
more options for.
Okay,
different
wait. The Carnifex is like the one Tyranid with the most options.
But you don't get all. So it's more of like the way the box is.
Yeah.
It's all like two separate. Everything's. If you look at the sprue of the Carnifex, compare it to the
Yeah.
Warrior kit. The Warrior kit's
Yeah.
got so many more. It's got basically the same number of options.
You're right.
But
Plus,
And there's so much more room in there. You mean?
yeah, there's all that
so
air.
much waste
Yeah.
space.
Yeah, you're right.
And the Carnifex main body doesn't line up properly. So the
Yeah.
vents. So if you try and line up the front vents, the back vents don't line up, and it's really just like a. Because obviously the mold's gone over the years, they kind of need to just update it. Like, I wouldn't really change the style of the Carnifex.
No, I think it's pretty cool.
Just make it a bit
I
more.
remember talking. Sorry to interrupt you about the mold.
Yeah.
I remember talking to someone who knows that. I cannot, say the name, but someone said that these molds do not old.
Yeah,
Do not age?
They don't.
They don't age because they're made of tons of steel.
Yeah,
The
they
problem
don't.
is that they are that they release the things too quickly. So when they're kind of still soft and not fully cured, they release the frame, and when it falls down, it bends a bit.
Interesting. So it's in the process, not in the material.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely sure.
Ah.
Interesting. Okay, well that would be awesome if we got a new a revised Carnifex kit. I feel like an idiot, but I hadn't bought a new Warrior box in years because I bought a lot of Warriors back in the day, and
Idiot.
I got the new box and I was like, oh my god, this is I thought they just chucked a new sprue in there and no, completely redone. My fault for being slow on that. But I did start thinking, I'm like, look at all the gappy space in the Carnifex sprue. How cool would it be if they recut the Carnifex sprue and added a bunch of cool new stuff in all this space? Although really, I think the smartest thing they could do with the Carnifex sprue is leave all the options in there and just put in a second body. Because you have two Carnifexes there. You have enough options to build at least two if you just put another body in that box, because they already have that where they have the one box with the two Carnifexes inside, right?
Yeah, but they've got the kit twice in that box.
I know. And what I'm saying is that they could save some money by just duplicating the body sprue and just leaving the scything talons, everything else options alone, because there's enough options to build two Carnifexes in there. You don't need two kits. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Boo! Boo!
Not a great option, but practical. We're talking practical.
They used to be able to take
Boo!
Rending Claws
Boo!
Carnifex. I give them Rending Claws back, just for the hilarity of it.
Ooh.
Yay!
Marco used
Yay!
that.
Oh yeah,
I know. Yeah, I remember that.
what's so cute, wasn't it?
It was pretty
It's so
cute.
brilliant. Little T-Rex Rending Claws.
Okay, thanks, Flynn. Flynn, last question. So you said fixing the body. What options would you want to see in the Carnifex box? New stuff to add to it.
So something to make it a bit more distinct. If you're going to upgrade it to Old One Eye, something to make it more distinct rather than just the regeneration head.
Yeah.
Because it's just too. I could just put that on. I could put that head on and give it Scything Talons.
Honestly,
it's not Old One Eye.
Honestly, it's still not enough. Old One Eye needs a complete model for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
everything is just a shortcut and not good enough.
Maybe like the Prime.
Yeah.
So if you would interchange parts of the body.
No.
I like that.
I think, yeah, of course, Marco. We can all.
Marco wants more, but
this would be what they would do if they would go that road.
Yeah, but what? All the special characters in any other range get a single model. Every single one.
Yeah, Tyranids are not
range.
any other range though.
Yeah, but no range would use it like the regular model and just swap the head and a weapon or something.
Wait. Let me think. What about Tal battlesuits? No, they have a separate box, right, for the Cold Star Commander or whatever.
Yeah, Farsight's got its own model.
The Coldstone Creamery commander of the Tau, whatever. Okay, Marco, tough guy. Mr. No, we can't have it that way. Let's hear how you did for your homework. If you had your choice, okay, you can start either with the practical one or with the dream model, whichever you want. Tell us your picks.
Easy. The dream model, of course, my number one would be the Dominatrix done properly, but this would be a Gargantuan model done from Forge Worlds, so I guess it's not an option. But if
I don't know. Look at those plastic titans, man.
Forge World used to have a box where you could put in your wish model for like a decade, and they always entered the dominate. Yeah, like decades. They asked you what kind of model would you want us to do, and I always entered the Dominatrix. But well, they didn't listen to me.
Well, they didn't actually know you. You didn't put Tyranid Dominatrix, and they were like, "Yeah, we're not doing a Keeper of Secrets anytime soon."
Yeah, of course.
That was a joke. Come on.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I just didn't hear you.
I said.
So to interrupt, I'm just going to cut my screen sharing because.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, good plan.
Because you guys are cutting in and out for me now.
Whoa, yeah, weird things are happening now. What the hell?
Yeah, it's me.
What?
There we go.
How do I kill the stream? There we go. Sorry.
It's only just
totally
started
forgot we still had that on.
Yeah.
Why? Ooh. Oh God, what's going on now? Marco, why? Oh no. What?
I'm still here. Check. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, but I've lost. Simon, did you leave?
Nope. Still here.
Oh, I'm an idiot. The problem is I'm an idiot. Pepcac. Problem exists between keyboard and chair.
Captain Tumboli says the Lumineth Fox Spirit has parts to be built as a generic or as a character.
Oh.
I don't care.
I don't care. You dour German.
Point proven wrong. Don't care. Not listening.
Don't care. No. Don't care.
Don't hear you. Don't hear you. La la.
But what you can say though is 40k. I can't think of any boxes where it's both of them in one. Fantasy, yeah, it's quite a few.
Why are we going with Dalek?
It used. Well, no, it's just about I only had one character model before.
Well, go ahead, Marco. Please tell us.
Yeah, Marco, tell us.
The realistic dream option for me, what I would love to see is choice number 1, the Talent Horror as a new.
You said Dominatrix. That was choice number 1.
No. Dominatrix for me is pretty unrealistic, so I don't think it's.
No, okay, dude, you didn't even get the question. The question was, what is the most unrealistic, doesn't matter, the number one thing that you want? The answer is Dominatrix. That's fine. That's a great answer.
Okay.
But you also want a Talent Horror.
Of course.
Yeah.
Let me get my wish list started. Of course I want to.
Okay, yes.
And I think realistically speaking, we're gonna see some Turbo Gods, obviously. And I am really hopeful that we finally get to see a proper Lictor. And it's about damn time.
Okay.
Yeah, preach the Lictor.
I feel like you kind of answered the question twice or 3 different ways there, but yes, yep. I agree.
Why wouldn't I?
Of course.
Yeah, who cares about rules?
Who needs rules when you've got a yacht?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so my turn, I guess.
Yes, please.
And
you can follow the rules or not follow the rules. Apparently, they're optional.
Yeah.
What I would love to see is something, or that would be a wish unit, which I know they will never do. But what I would love to see is a link unit. Means, for example, what were those infected Marines called? Soldiers you had?
brain slaves or
Mind
whatever,
slaves.
something
Mind
slaves,
slaves.
mind slaves.
Mind slaves, like something like mind slaves.
Oh,
Ooh.
So having a unit like that, like a puppet master unit that would have like your enemy's unit at his disposal, so you
Mind
can have
control.
like this, yeah, something like a mind control unit that tricks
Yeah.
around with your with your opponent's forces.
Yeah.
And in an unrealistic world, you would have like a box with I don't know, like different, maybe some bits that you could stick to your models. For example, I'm playing against my Tau opponent, and so
Mhm.
I get a box of Fire Warriors, and I have this bit that I can plug on the back of their heads or the back or something
Ooh.
like that, which
awesome.
turns them into instant mind slaves.
That
Mhm.
would be so cool as an idea for the game.
Because I think it would bring back some of that horror aspect.
Yeah.
Like Jones
Because
is acting strangely. Everyone remember that?
Yeah, of course you remember that. And yes, you are acting strangely
Yeah,
still
yeah,
after all
yeah.
these years.
after all these years. Yeah, because I think that this would bring back actual fear. So you're not just fearing the weapons or the stats, but you would fear that unit that could take away your units.
Mhm.
For example, I know you all have your drinks ready, so drink, because here comes a Frostgrave thing. In Frostgrave, you have a
German
spell.
tea.
Yep. In Frostgrave, you have a spell that's called Mind Control, where you just take over your opponent's miniature, and he sort of can do something against that, but not really.
Mhm.
And suddenly it's so threatening. This thing that can mind control others is like, ooh, I don't want to cross this thing's line anywhere, because
Mhm.
I'm really afraid. And it was when I played Frostgrave, it was my main target to get rid of that character.
Yep.
Um,
Nice.
and I think that could bring back this fear into the game,
Yep.
because it's unpredictable, and it strikes, and yeah, almost like Electra.
Great. And what is your practical thing? Like, what is your like? Oh, they're obviously just going to do this.
I hope for a great Termagant box,
Yep.
because I'm a big fan of the old ankle biters.
Oh,
I always had. I never have played Hormagons.
No.
Nope, because I think
Interesting.
Termagants are way more creepier with
Interesting.
their little guns, and I just hope I still like them, but they are a little too large. And if they
Yes.
would make them smaller and more agile,
Ooh.
I
That
think
would
that
be
could
nice, making them smaller. Interesting.
emphasize the bigness of the big ones. So when the smallers are
Yep.
smaller, the big ones
Yeah.
look larger already.
So
Um,
get your drinks ready.
yeah,
Our dear friend, the late great Ross Nickel, accommodator, drink.
yeah. Drink.
cheers.
He was at number one, he was a strategist. And he when he did his Tyranids, he went out of his, this was like in 3rd, 4th, 5th edition or something. He went out of his way to go on eBay and buy up all the old Termagants he could, like the old plastic ones, because go ahead, Simon, what was that?
The 2nd edition ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know why?
Why?
They're about half the size of the 3rd edition Termagants.
Of course.
So he could like hide them behind stuff. He could like deke them around terrain easier. He could like get a whole swarm of them into a much smaller area than the. What's that?
And no one can complain.
Cheeky git.
Cheeky git. Yep.
And it's perfectly within the rules as well, because he's technically you're not modeling for advantage, because it's the official models they released and they have to allow them at the games.
Well,
There you
he was
go.
buying for advantage, so
He
wow,
definitely
it's a gray area,
was.
but of course, there you go.
But he could pretend he wasn't. He was playing for advantage, but he was modeling for advantage. He was modeling for advantage with the models they gave him. Yeah, so
It is
That's-
sneaky, but it's cool on the other side as well.
Oh
because
yeah, I
love
like the
those-
cool factor.
and I think I just love those second edition Termagons.
I am right
Really?
there with you. I don't know why, but I've always been well, as you can see from gun beasts and stuff. I've always been obsessed with shooty Tyranids, and I fielded. Well, first of all, I never bought the Hormagaunts in second edition because they were metal, and you got like two for a box, 2 to a box for like $10 or something. Whereas you could get Termagants like 6 to a box for like $16 or something. So they never made sense to me financially, the Hormagaunts, and they were tippy, and they were metal. And even then, I like the plastic better. So I've loved shooty Termagants for a while. So I can feel you, Simon.
I've got the best Hormogon story to tell you, but I'll tell it when Simon is finished.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm done. I'm just hoping for some awesome because before they redesign like the whole range of big things,
Yeah.
they would rather, I think they give the big monsters the what's that elder skimmer's name?
Falcon?
Yeah, the falcon treatment. They just will let them grow old,
Yeah.
and hide them in the back at some point.
You won't let it go.
Nope.
Oh
I
man,
won't.
I'm glad you noticed that. I would totally have missed it.
So that I think that's what they will do. They just hide them at some point, and so I think they will give us new standard troops.
Yep. Yep.
And I'm hoping for them to be good.
Nice. Yeah, that'd be great.
And it would be also very in their design line, because they make everything look like a Termagon, so they could
Yeah.
go back
Huh.
to square one.
And they seem to be redoing. I mean, they have redone the Elder troops right now. One of the Tyranids as well.
Yep.
Yep.
Necron troops got redone.
Yeah, absolutely.
What is your
That was
Hormagon
great.
story, Marco, before I do mine?
Okay, thank you. My best Hormogon story is Hive Fleet Moloch playing. I think it was in the 3rd edition Grand Tournament in Nottingham in Warhammer World back then, when it was still very fresh in Warhammer World. And
Yeah.
back then, the mutable genus rules weren't allowed anymore. So no flying Hive Tyrants, no special
Oh
stuff.
god, I remember this.
Yes, and I was having like a half-assed army list with my flying Hive Tyrants, pretending to be walking and having Tyrant guards and shit. And I wasn't really into the tournament at all. It
Was
like,
that when
okay,
you
I'm
created
here.
those Psychic Tyrant Guards because you needed them quickly?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Just for this occasion. And yeah, still, I was dreaming of a fast, monstrous Tyranid list, and it just wasn't feeling as well to me as it should be, because having your flying Hive Tyrants with wings just walking seemed like bleh.
Mhm.
But still, it was a grand tournament, and of course, it was always a ton of fun for me. And then I had a game, I think it was game number 3 or something of the weekend, was a Dark Elder player. And Dark Elder, of course, were totally new back then.
Mhm.
And he was a nice guy, and I think I lost one of my first games, and I just wasn't high in my spirits for some reason. And there was a Dark Elder artifact, like a special item you could buy for your army, where you could hide your army in the webway.
Yeah, Webway Portal.
It's still around, yeah?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think it's still around. I'm not sure. I think so. I think
have
it's a
no idea.
stratagem now or something.
Yeah. Okay. But the player had it in his army, and like hit, I think, 3/4 of his army, or like most of his army was hidden in the webway portal.
Mhm.
And for some weird reason, he totally underestimated how fast my Hormagons could be in turn 1, and he moved it to the middle of the board with a special character or something. And of all my units in my whole Hive Fleet Moloch army, the Hormagons rolled like a 6 for the Fleet of Claw roll, and just charged out of Synapse range right into the character bearing the webway portal, killed him, overran him, and the game was done. And the guy just had an open mouth and said, "Wow, they're really fast, aren't they?" That was the whole game. So yeah, since then, Hormagons have had a special place in my heart.
I can see why. That's awesome.
Oh, so cute.
Kind
Yeah,
of
the
makes
best.
sense now. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so my things for the homework assignment, actually, Marco, I'm gonna say Dominatrix. If I could pick anything, one thing, I mean, shocker, right? If I could pick one thing for Games Workshop to release in plastic, not Forge World, Dominatrix. Because, like, look at the size of the Eldar Wraith Knight, look at the size of the Night Titans. Like, how can you make giant, that crazy Riptide, whatever, Tau thing? How can you make giant battling seizure robots and not have kaiju for them? There are no kaiju. We need a kaiju.
Good
And I don't-
point. But
and, like-
shouldn't the dominatrix be even bigger?
Okay, yeah. So one thing I would allow is that the Dominatrix technically is supposed to be larger, but I would rather have a scaled down plastic Dominatrix. Like, for example, if you sat there waiting for like a Reaver Titan to be released in plastic, it's not going to happen. But
Yep.
the Night Titan is the largest the Games Workshop can do in plastic. I am more than happy to have a Night Titan sized Dominatrix. In fact, I just made a Dominatrix and it was roughly Night Titan size, and let me tell you, it's pretty fucking large.
And popular too.
Bigger. Okay,
So
it's
maybe it
bigger.
doesn't need to be. Maybe it doesn't need to be a dominatrix. Maybe it's enough if it's just like a larger than Hive Tyrant but smaller than dominatrix, something in between.
Don't tell me what I can and can't have in my dream. I'm having a Dominatrix in my dream, and it's
sorry,
the
I'm sorry. I'm
fullest
thinking
plastic.
about you. You are arguing that it's doable, and I thought, yeah.
Funnily-
No?
funnily enough,
I go back to my cage now.
Simon, come on.
funnily enough, with me working on the Night Titans for such a long time now,
Yeah.
I've been thinking about the kaiju versus Night Theme a lot lately. So yeah,
Yeah.
you're absolutely right. Who doesn't love it? Who doesn't love it?
So that's what I want.
Yeah.
But practically speaking, I'm going to go against all of you. And I'm going to say they're not going to release Termagants. They're not going to do it. Not for this this release. They're going to wait. And they might be, as Flynn predicted, in like a box set further down the line. Or maybe they release them as like a kill team, but I don't really see that happening either. I think that, like, practical, pessimistic, the one thing they're going to release in addition to that flappy flying thing is the Gene Stealers, the new plastic Gene Stealers that they've had sculpts for going on 5 years now. And that's going to be like the kit that they release with the
Okay.
Codex.
Okay. Wow.
So you're thinking the Gene
That would
Stealers
be
are getting the Death Copter treatment,
Yes.
and you don't like the rumor of the rumor that's going around of the new Termagants and everything
I
else.
think that all of those rumors sound great. I don't think they're happening now. I mark my words, write it down right now. I would love to be wrong. I'm being
they did predict March, and that's the thing. It looks like it could be March, but it could be late March, beginning of April.
Okay, so we're in February now. Eldritch Omens or whatever is being released, is being pre-ordered. Was it last
Tomorrow.
week? Is it this week? Tomorrow. So it's coming out next weekend. They got a bunch of other Eldar, and I think all that Eldar has to come out before they start doing anything with Tyranids.
Yeah.
And I honestly think that the Tyranid wave is not going to be that big. I think it's going to be one, maybe two kits alongside a Codex. Listen, what I'm doing, I'm setting my expectations low, and I'd love to be pleasantly surprised.
I think they
I'd
might get the
rather
Orc
that.
treatment.
Well, yeah, sure, but in successive waves. I don't think it's all going to come now. Like, I think that they're going to be spread out over a
yeah.
year at
But I
best.
think March they're going to do. They've got the Weekender Warhammer World that was normally the New Year's Day Weekender, but they obviously postponed it.
Yeah.
I think they're going to use it. As I said before in our chat, like, I think they're going to use it as the announcement, not just for NIDS, but for other things as well. But I think there's going to be a bit of NID stuff in there of like, oh yeah, the new box. We're going to have like limited edition box with limited edition codex.
I would
and
love nothing
X, Y,
more
Z.
for you to be right. I'm just setting myself up low expectations so that I'm not disappointed. But like, I'm happy to eat my hat on this, man. Like, I'm ready. Like, I got the ketchup, I got the hat. Like, I'm ready.
You got the bank
More
card
than
ready?
happy. The what?
The bank card ready?
I got the bank card ready. I did say that if they release... Listen, I said that if they release any Tyranid kits... What did I say? Flynn, what did I say? What was the promise?
If
I
they
made?
released
Remind me.
any new NIDS in March, you would buy us.
Yes, I said that if they release any new NIDs in March, and I'm not saying they have a pre-order at the end of March. I'm saying there's a kit on a shelf in a Games Workshop in March.
Oh,
I will
yeah.
buy it and give it away.
We'll definitely go back and listen to the stream just to make sure we get the right wording.
Mhm.
Guarantee.
Yeah. No cheating here, dude.
That's
I
No
don't
cheating.
cheat.
why we're going back to listen to it.
Yeah.
Listen, why do you think I'm doing this? Because
Trying
the
to-
the
trying to
beauty of the
dodge-
new kits will make the pain
Trying-
so easy to bear.
Trying to dodge his own bullet.
No, please. The joy of the new kits will make the pain easy to bear.
Please, gentlemen, please.
Gentlemen,
That sounds very British to me, doesn't it?
also, to be clear, I just want to make it clear, this will be a YouTube giveaway. This will not be an Instagram giveaway. This will not be a Twitter giveaway. This will be for the true believers here on the Creature Conference.
But you
Oh my
have to
God.
like, subscribe, and share the stream first.
Interesting. Oh, wait, for that video, for that Creature Conference, what I'm going to do, I'm going to make it only subscribers can comment
Oh.
to make sure it's the real fans. So make sure you like, subscribe, and whatever Flynn just said. So that,
Share the streams.
thank you, and share the streams so that you can enter the... But anyway, this is like if it's released. So
2 whole months to wait.
yeah. Dwarfenage, I'll find a way to make it so that people who don't watch the stream live also have a chance. I don't know what it is, but I'll find a way. Because I realize that this is an awkward time for everyone in North America, and North American shipping is the cheapest, so...
We'll post it on Instagram. Like, we'll post it on Instagram to say, tune into the stream for the giveaway.
No,
or watch
I
the
won't.
stream.
I won't. I honestly
Oh.
won't. No, like, the people who are here, the people who watch these videos, will know about it. The people who don't, won't.
Yeah.
I really appreciate everyone
Their own
turning
fault,
up.
Their own fault if they're not sticking to our bullshit each
Yeah,
Friday.
listen. These people deal with a lot of bullshit from us. They deserve something.
So you're going to have to tune into every March stream we do.
And
Only if they're
nothing else.
released, you know. Only if they're
bullshit,
released.
bullshit, and only bullshit, and nothing else from us.
Dwarfenage did say let's do a Saturday stream. We could do that. I'd be down to do that.
Yeah, let's go.
Symbio Joe says, I heard only super chats can enter. No more money for the yacht. Thank you very much.
Ah, damn it. Shit.
Oh, come
Yeah.
on.
DM the hardcores, yeah. We'll
This is not the way.
Listen, what we'll do, maybe we can talk about having a Saturday stream. I like that. Greater accessibility for folks. And we'll post on Instagram. We'll be like, hey, listen, we're having a special Saturday stream. Don't want to miss it. And then afterwards we'll post and be like, oh God, you missed it. You missed the giveaway. Poor fools.
Oh yeah, the week after we're in it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want to go to should we go to chats?
Yes, please. There's a lot of chat. So if you can go
So,
through
yeah.
it. and
So let's
find
go to
where
the top.
people-
I'm going to the top to get the
Perfect.
first ones in. So Symbio Joe from Hive Fleet Hopes and Dreams, getting ready to crash and burn, as
I love that. Good work, Symbio.
as Gene Sealers as the Dream,
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah.
and number 2 is we are obviously getting the thing from the preview and nothing more.
Yep. I thought that's where everyone was going to go with this question. So thanks, Symbio.
Captain Timboli says, bold to assume Tyranids get more than one new kit.
Yep.
I don't know what, but I have the gut feeling that it's different.
I hope you're right.
Yeah.
Tell me more,
Me too.
Simon.
I don't know. I cannot tell you why, but maybe I'm so enthusiastic because I saw what that the Eldar had
Yep.
so much stuff.
Yes.
Don't start with they were long overdue. Yes, of course, but Games Workshop doesn't think in justice towards the, you know, which line got how many whatever's.
You're right.
Totally.
We do that math. They don't.
Yeah, their ways are mysterious and mystical.
Yes. Like a Wraith Lord.
And for I don't know why, but I just have the gut feeling that there will be more, because
Good.
they're kind of announcing it in a wake of the Eldar.
See, this is what I picked up on. So that's what got me really excited. For some reason, because they were announcing it in the wake of the Eldar, I put it in my brain that meant that it was going to be an Eldar style release, which means like many kits, like
Yeah.
a good chunky release. Like we didn't get everything for Eldar, but like we got a goodly amount of stuff for Eldar. And we got the stuff that
Absolutely.
was needed. We got the Guardians, we got the Avatar. Yeah, I'm with you, Simon. That there's a little tingle there of hope that it could be an Eldar release. Eldar
Dude,
style.
Simon and Nick, where has your cynicism gone?
Hey, listen, I
Oh,
was plenty cynical a
stop.
second ago when I told you it was going to be Gene Stealers and nothing else.
I'm freezing my balls off at 16 degrees here.
Oh,
I
what?
cannot, I still don't have.
You need to stay
heating.
warm by hope?
What?
The hope keeps you warm?
Yeah, maybe.
It's a German thing.
Yep. Sitting
Why
in
do you
the
need
trench
coal?
and
You have
hoping
hope.
for the best.
Oh, jeez. I hope you're right, Simon.
Me too.
So say we all.
Flynn, what else do we got in the chat? So that was
Yeah, that was
our boy Symbio
and
Joe.
Jade Finch Scene has said for Dream, any of the gun beasts.
Ooh.
And Practical is just yes, please.
I like it. Wait, Jade, I want you to give us more. Tell me about any of the gun beasts. Please pick one that we don't like. Or do you want the exocrine to be redone? Do you want the a Dactylus? Like, what are you feeling? I want to hear more. So if you're still around in the chat, please expound upon that.
Okay,
Is that the right
so
word?
yeah. Captain Timboli has said for number 1 for the Dream, a Primarch level centerpiece character model similar to Mortarion or the big characters from Age of Sigmar.
Oh, you know who that's got to be?
Dominatrix.
No, I was gonna say that's got to be the Swarm Lord, like a proper size Swarm Lord.
Dominatrix.
Sure, yeah, okay, whatever.
Yay!
Because a Dominatrix would be a proper Lord of War model, proper size. Because the biggest model we've got at the moment that exists is Archaon for height, and for width, it's a Baneblade. So they're able to design that big. Dominatrix won't be any issue.
Okay, so I heard Primarch and I pictured Robody Girly Man or whatever, who's kind of like Robody Girly Man is pretty big, but like still kind of within the human range, like smaller than the Avatar.
The Swarm Lord's even taller than him already.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Eat that, Girly Man. Where are your Space Marines at now?
Man.
And I do remember having a Tyranid game versus him. It wasn't fun at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was a game against Argus, and he had Reboot and an Imperial Knight, and all the shenanigans, rerolls, auras, +1, whatever, and my whole Tyranid army just bounced off his army. It was no fun at all.
But I thought you played a game with Agus where you utterly destroyed him with the Exocrine.
Yes, that was against his Grey Knights, which was perfect. Okay. And then he had Alpha Marines, and it was like, bleh.
Gotcha.
Okay. Is also
Go for
number 2. So for the practical, overpriced wing warrior character. So basically the preview model.
Character, though, that was interesting.
So
not a whole kit, just a character.
Would be something like the Parasite.
But that's like, we keep saying the Parasite, but is the Parasite technically a winged warrior character, or was it some other weird thing that makes rippers? I pictured it as more like a giant ripper.
Sorry, Flynn?
The Parasite of Mortrex was... Yeah, Mortrex, I can't remember which. Basically, it flew in, it stabbed people and birthed rippers from them. So
it was about warrior size.
Yeah, you're right.
So it'll be decent for that. Will K, so that is...
Tactical D-bag.
Tactical, yeah. He was I'd love a standalone Tyranid Prime. And
interesting.
And non-crappy Biobore / Pyrovore.
Ooh, that's the dream model?
He's got it all in one line, so I don't know which way around he meant them.
Yep.
But to be honest, I think a Pyrovore kit would be an ideal dual
Seems
kit for them
obvious.
to do.
Yeah.
So obvious. And also both of them are in fine cast, so it's just that's 2 fine cast models redone in one go. That is so
Yeah,
easy and
yeah.
so simple. But we obviously know from
So
Games
simple, I
Workshop.
dare say they may have already done it and they just have it sitting on a shelf somewhere waiting to release.
Yes, that's the optimist view. The pessimist view is they haven't done it. They won't do it.
Oh man, I love the Biovore. I've loved the Biovore forever. I mean, not the model, but the
Oh, yeah.
concept. So I really hope that
Yeah.
that happens.
Well, to be honest, I caught myself wondering about the Biovore's viability for some time because I think with the larger artillery pieces, the small tiny one seems sillier for me every day.
Interesting. So maybe what they do is they take the Biovore, they take the Pyrovore, they upgrade them to Tyranid monsters creatures.
Which I would love to see, but it won't happen because the
No,
classic
you're
stuff
probably right.
uses to stay. But for me,
Biovore's,
yes, Flynn?
Biovore's really good for like aerial denial because you just shoot over a spore mine into it, and then the enemy either has to shoot it and can't go any near it to make it explode, so then they can advance, or charge it, hoping that they don't lose too many models.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So that's the bit. Pyrovore though is just yeah.
Marco, do you argue from a lore perspective or from a game perspective?
Not from the lore perspective, conceptually, because artillery pieces, well, rarely they are this small in real life, like the mortar. But if we get bigger artillery pieces, the smaller ones seem like sillier to me for some reason. I don't know why. Because
Okay.
I think if they had the means to do it bigger, the Biowar would have been much bigger back then. And of course, it was a concession to the modeling possibilities. And now we can get bigger pieces, which look more believable, like real artillery. And the small, like tiny, my Biowar, just looks sillier
Yeah.
for me.
If the model would look different, that would change things for me. I think that
Yeah.
from a lore perspective, there's a reason for biovores.
Yeah.
Because
Seeding?
no, because they're small, and
Yeah.
smaller things are easier to produce, especially en masse.
Yeah.
And the energy you would use up to build like one huge thing that could be killed in one, well placed stroke, could be placed. The same energy amount could be placed on several different, smaller units,
Yes.
which then would be more difficult to be killed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
All right. Let's move on to another comment. Flynn?
As said, for the dream would be new gaunts with
Sorry,
spike
who's that?
rifles. James Milner.
Good choice, James. Good choice. I
Or-
like that.
Or the Lictor.
Yeah.
As the dream.
Both excellent choices.
Honestly, we're all hoping for the Lictor, but
Yeah.
it's so
Dude,
late
honestly,
that
we're all
we want to
hoping
say
for
something
spine
different.
rifles.
But I think with the Lictor, we all have such high expectations. It's very, very unlikely that we're going to be satisfied.
You're
Spike,
probably right.
spike rifles, I would love to come back, as well as the strangle webs, but I doubt it
Yes.
very much. And the reason
Damn.
why, they moved them to Legends
What?
pretty early on. Yeah, and they said
S-
anything in Legends isn't going to return.
Really? They
and
said that?
the points aren't going to be adjusted. Now, we've
Games
known
Workshop,
Games
I hate
Workshop
you.
to say that in the past and
Bring stuff
change
back?
stuff.
Good.
Or, yeah.
Happy to hear
Or
that.
not just bring stuff back, or they're not going to do it, or they don't listen.
Yep.
But it just seems like it's a... Spike rifles had disappeared for ages, and then all of a sudden, I think it was 7th edition or 8th edition. Yeah, 7th edition, they came back, the spike rifles. And they hadn't been seen since 3rd.
So you know what else had disappeared for a long time and came back?
Strikes.
The Exocrine.
Horror specs.
Hara Specs. Didn't the Lash Whip disappear for a time and come back, or Bone Swords? Didn't they? They were
No.
gone in. No, there was. Oh wait, the Hive Turn. No,
Hive-
third edition.
the
Third
Hive
edition.
Turn.
There were no Bone Swords.
Yeah.
Check. Check.
No.
Yeah, that's right. No, there were no Bone Swords in third edition.
What were the
They were
warrior-
gone. Nope.
No, couldn't warriors take them?
Nope. Your Warrior Bone Swords became Scything Talons in third edition. Congratulations.
Absolutely.
Scything Talons didn't exist in second edition. Well, kind of. Like, I guess the Carnifex had them. But yeah, Scything Talons were introduced in 3rd edition, and they replaced Bone Swords.
Yeah, because warriors did that. The metal warrior model didn't have any scything talons. Yeah.
The guard, the Tyrant guard had Lash Whip, so Lash Whip survived with them, yeah, but there was no Bone Swords. That's just one edition, and then they came back with the Hive Tyrant, but whatever. Just proof that stuff can go away and come back.
Yeah.
There's something else that went away, and I can't remember what it is. Didn't Bioplasma, it used to be a ranged attack, and then it went to like a close combat attack. Isn't it a ranged attack again?
Oh, I haven't played it, but I remember Bioplasma was fourth. It was 4th edition. It was still ranged. I can't remember.
I don't know. Whatever.
I took it. I just always forget to use it. The practical one he thinks is the Biovore and Pyrovore multi-kit.
Yep. Nice.
Which I think we're going to be seeing that a bit. He also says the Carnifex took a good shout. The Sculptor stood really well, but a new kit with more crisp details and posing options would be sick.
Yeah. Unlikely, but I would love to see it.
Yeah. Zarfei Engel, I said, I'd love if they'd made some really alien Yamagals going all the way out on the freaky elongated limbs.
Ooh, that sounds great.
Because they did bring them out, I think it was in 5th edition. You could take Yamagal Steelers.
Yes.
But then they didn't do anything more of.
No.
Here's a different build for.
They were like, here you go, Chapter House, go nuts.
Oh, yeah. 5th edition, yeah. 5th edition was, yeah, we've got all this stuff. We haven't released it yet, but have fun.
Yeah.
And
that was the
Yamagarls. No, companies, no, you can't make them. No, we lose money.
I thought they kind of came back in like a later edition, that they were like
story-wise they're there.
I thought there was like a unit. Never mind.
That was 5th edition.
I would love for that to be the new Gene Stealer box, dual kit, normal Gene Stealers, Yamagarl, and enough tentacle heads to outfit every single one in there with a tentacle head. That would be amazing. How great would life be if you could get enough Gene Stealer tentacle heads like forever?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else?
Okay. So Brett Evans said about Chaos Greater Demons can be assembled as generic or named characters. So in 40k, that's the only one that can do both, apart from the Nid kits. All right. So trying to look now for more. If anyone else said anything, I saw Peter Hampson because I had to go all the way from the top to the bottom now.
Yeah.
Okay. If on this, wait, no, okay, I've just skipped it. Wow.
Is your computer giving you trouble?
No, I just accidentally skipped past it. Okay. Where is your comment, Pete? Talk about hopes and dreams for Tyranids. I hope they clearly hinted at Shrugs are just as good as the Warrior kit in terms of being customizable and fun to build.
Nice.
And the ultimate dream would be a plastic Hyrule, more practical.
Ooh.
But believe it or not, still high on my wish list will be the new Vors, especially Pyrovores. He wants his living flamethrowers.
Yeah.
And he goes, does he spy that cheeky Screamer Killer in the background?
Oh yeah, he's hanging out. He's chilling.
Yeah.
He's hanging out with his big brother.
Speaking of sad, he got outbid on a massive set of old school metal Tyranids.
Ouch.
Here's a tip I will give you all right now when you're bidding on eBay. In the last 10 seconds, put on your max bid that you're willing to pay for it, and then put an penny extra or whatever your currency in it is to beat out what someone else would be, because someone else may have the same max bid as you and try and put it on, or they've already got it on there, and your 1p puts you above them. And because if you put it on at the last 10 seconds, by the time they're able to see it on their end, and they try and put the bid in, their processing time of it may mean that the bid is ended by the time it processes through on eBay side, and so their
Yeah.
bid doesn't count. And that's one way of doing
Cheeky.
it. Now, while we're slightly on the topic of
eBay?
eBay, did you manage to get
Wynn's
it in
talking
the
about
end?
eBay. Drink.
Oh, I was say, Marco, did you manage to get it off the guy in the end?
Oh man, I'm honestly, I could have and I would have. I might still try to get it, but for some reason I wasn't feeling it. Like
Yeah,
I was offered the spawn nest for £200, British pounds, and it's a lot of money for a single spawn nest, and I
Yeah.
just wasn't pumped enough to get it. And the guy
That-
was kind of weird and really difficult to deal with. And the
Yeah,
whole package,
sounds like a bad plan.
yeah. He
Sorry.
was a bit of an arse when the message I got back from him, he was just it's like someone you wouldn't, if you were meeting them in person, you'd be like, okay, yeah, I don't want to deal with you.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. He felt
was-
really short-tempered and rude, and not very level-headed. And yeah, I think if he would have been friendlier and more forthcoming, I would have done it. But I
Yeah.
just didn't get a good feeling from the deal.
No.
Yeah, what was he said? Like, oh yeah, it's still available. Send me a reasonable offer over £130, but I don't mean 135 or 145.
What?
Then just tell me. Then
Oh,
just
what an
say,
asshole!
send me an offer over 150.
Well,
Send me an offer over 135, and I don't mean 136, and I don't mean 145, and I don't mean 100. Send me. What the hell? What a weirdo.
well, my end of the story was I offered him 175, and he just didn't answer again, like before. Just no answer. Days gone by, and then I finally lost my patience and asked, "Dude, just tell me what you want." And then he said 200, to which I thought,
Nope.
was that so difficult?
Yeah.
When I offered 175, just tell me 200 and everything's fine. But yeah, he
Sorry,
was
Marco.
weird,
That
really weird.
sucks.
I might still do it, but yeah, my heart is not jumping at the
It
chance.
sounds dicey. He sounds dicey. He also sounds like he doesn't deserve your cash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I have a spawn nest, so I don't
You do?
need more.
Well, just speaking of it, I went to reload his page. He's now put it up for sale again. So I can send you the link for that one later.
Yeah, please do it.
So
We
because
could
now
we
I
could
just make-
low bid him.
oh no,
Yeah.
it's
We could all write him and say, well, 130,
so Marco, what you need
120.
to do, Marco, what you need to do right now
Yeah.
is as soon as I send you the link, put a
Yeah.
bid onto it.
Oh,
Because
so he can't take it down.
no, this is the annoying bit. They eBay always change their terms and conditions,
Yeah.
which we found out to detriment the other week. But what it is if someone has a buy it now price on there and a bid, if someone puts a bid on and there's no reserve price on the bidding, someone can't buy it now can't do the buy it now.
Okay.
Oh.
Because last time I did put in a bid just to make
Yeah.
sure you can't put it down again, and then my bid was refused a couple of days later. Like, what the fuck?
You can refuse
Basi-
bids? What the heck?
Yeah. They refused the bid and then took it off. If you take because he can just refuse the bids and stuff on the items for whatever reason he wanted to.
So why bother even putting a bid? Why not just like realize this guy's an asshole and move on with your life?
Yeah.
He's not going to give it
Well,
to
now-
you. Like he knows who you are. He knows how much you're willing to pay. If you put a bid on there, he's going to be like, "Oh, that's that guy that was going to pay me £200. I'm going to refuse it." Like, what's the definition of insanity? Is doing the same thing and expecting different results?
Yeah.
Oh no, because didn't he say in one of the messages he'll put it up for the third time and that's the last time he's putting it up.
Huh.
And then what he's going to do? This
No,
is
if
the
it- if
last time I'm going to put her up, and the
If he
next time
take-
I'm going to throw into the mixer, into the
He's going
blender.
to set it on fire just to spite Marco.
If he takes it down again, we just know, screw it, we ain't gonna go to you because you're not
I
being
think
reasonable.
we already know that.
Yeah. Well,
Okay,
you know,
this
the
is
phrase
the
species-
most riveting conversation that we've ever had on Creature Conference. I'm sure that everyone is loving this. I mean, we're enjoying it, but I'm worried about everyone at home.
Well, Symbio Joe has already gone pro tips by Flynn. Take notes, kids.
Yeah. Well, pro tips by Flynn. The problem is that when you're taking Flynn's pro tips and you put in that your absolute maximum bid, and you're like, well, Hail Mary, you better be ready to pay that bid, because as I learned with the fucking Jess Goodwin Eldar sketchbook, I'm like, all right, this is the most I ever spent. It's like, congratulations, you got it for that much. I'm like, oh no. Oh no.
Yep. You've got to be willing to do it and have the money at the time.
I mean, I had the
Also-
money. I don't know if I was willing. I was able. I don't know if I was willing and able.
Put it this way, I've seen other ones. I've seen one other set go up recently that sold for more than what you bought it for.
Are you serious? Shit, I got
Oh,
a
yeah.
deal. Amazing. I got a deal. Time to celebrate. That's it. Make it go away.
Because I was like, oh, I'll go. I'll have a look at this. I'll go for it. Fuck, someone went for 500. Went for like 500, 600 on it. I think.
Pounds?
Yes.
Holy toot. Okay, yes, I got a much better deal than that. Wow.
Yeah. And that was for both books as well.
Yeah, as was mine.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Sweet. All right. Anything else? Any other Tyranid wish listing in the chatteroonie? Oh,
I'm
also
just announcing that I will be just around for a little longer because
I was
my wrist is
Same here.
I was
acting
about
up
to say
again.
that we need to call this soon because I didn't realize how late it is.
Same here. Same here.
I've just seen more about people wanting like specific rules back and everything else. Like Flamespout cannon, specific rules, mighty parts stuff, and everything. The one thing I've noticed, which has started doing the rounds at the moment, Hive Tyrants and Flying Hive Tyrants
Yep.
have now got separate data sheets.
Yeah.
The
So-
exocrine got stronger.
And what is it?
The exocrine got more wounds, better weapon,
Nice.
Yeah.
and better stats all around. But we all think it's gonna lose its double shooting power.
No.
Wasn't the double shooting power one of the? Oh no, that was re-rolls for one of them. Yeah.
I think it was +1 if it doesn't move, and the double shooting, I don't know when. If it's a Senate's range or something, I don't know.
No, I think no. Double shoot is if it doesn't move, and it's I think Kronos Hive Fleet.
Okay.
I think that's part of the Hive Fleet itself. Its ability.
Really? Weird.
Yeah, because Kronos is all about taking down demons.
Oh, interesting.
There's also a
Demon Hunter Tyranids. That's kind of spicy.
yeah.
That's weird.
It's about time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
There was
call
one-
them Great Tyranid Knights or something.
Marco, I
Oh.
like you.
They're so creative with their naming conventions these days.
Death Skull Tyranid Knight Grey. Demon.
Bloody angels
hunts,
of blood and
kill.
fluidy body juices coming out of death.
Now you're getting a bit Slaneshi. Easy there.
No, blood angels. It's
Do I
all
need to
about
go get
blood.
the Slanesh, extreme Slanesh content sign?
No, not yet.
Vampire
And
sign.
let's not talk about Simon's tongue yet.
I was going to say, Simon's on stream. I've got the
Oh.
sign. It's here.
It's
Yeah.
not.
So Simon, there's a question in chat for you about
Yep.
apple pickers from Captain Simboli. Would you consider a chainsaw to fell some trees appropriate?
It's picking, not slaughtering.
Slaughter the tree. Well, that would be a weird apple picking, right? If you saw down the tree to get the apples, it's like lazy picking. But
Well, that's
I wouldn't do that to my tree.
And imagine the child's face, huh?
here.
We
Here.
just cut down the whole forest to get the trees.
I would say, okay, here. I am not an official with the apple picking movement. I am just a commentator, but here's my read on it. if you're going to have a guy with a chainsaw picking apples, you need to model that model to look real lazy. Like super lazy. Like I can't even bother. I'm just going to cut down all the trees. Like he needs to have the chainsaw be sitting on an apple tree with all the apples spilled on the ground, picking one up and eating it.
Chainsaw's still halfway stuck in the tree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something like that.
Simon, do they need to be painted?
No.
All right.
It is for your own entertainment. The price will be maximum that like the price I have in mind right now, that I will try to convince Lenny to make a drawing for you.
Or it could be an apple. A good German apple.
A drawing of an apple?
Yeah, maybe
or a
that
drawing
as
of
well.
a hungry bird?
Yep.
Hydra.
I think Boskop are the most tasty German apples around.
Boskop, yeah.
Best ones.
They are pretty good, yeah.
Yep.
And they're very good for if you're allergic.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Interesting.
Because they are one of the old kinds.
Yeah, they taste like all kinds too. They're pretty sour and not so sweet and very rich.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm pretty old and I'm sour and not so sweet. And I'm definitely not so rich.
We know.
I've got an interesting factoid for you guys.
Is it from Bargeist?
No, it's about apples.
Yeah.
So basically, in the Old English language, apple used to be the word that meant fruit. So any fruit like pears or like berries or anything would be called apples. So the French word for potato is pomme de terre, which means apple of the ground.
Oh.
Dear
Yes,
Diary.
sir.
Dear Diary, I learned something today, and from Flynn.
Dear Diary, I learned something today, and from French.
From French.
So it's only over the years afterwards that they started to distinguish that apples were apples and like pears are pears, and the word fruit meant all of that, and rather than apple meaning it.
Awesome. And finally, we get to talk about the French.
Question.
It's about time.
German question. What's the German word for orange juice?
Orangensaft.
Once again?
Orangensaft.
I feel like I want to say like I thought in Norwegian or something orange juice was like Apelsine or something, but maybe that's apple juice.
Okay.
Another word for orange in German is Apfelsine.
That's it. That's where there. Look, apple. Ding.
Good point.
I knew it was in there somewhere.
Guys, I'm done.
Now that we're all so much smarter.
Well, I wanted to thank everyone. I wanted to thank you guys and everyone in the chat for participating in the little like tell us what your Tyranid predictions are. I hope that we're all right. Like every single one of us. I hope we all get exactly what we're hoping for. I hope that Simon's right and that it's an Eldar line. I hope that Marco's right and there's a dominatrix. I hope that Flynn's right. And wait, what did Flynn ask for? Termagants?
That's
what?
the dream one. The dream one is the redesigned Carnifex kit.
Right. I want that. I definitely want that. Right. Let's hope you're right and we get that too.
The Gun Beast I'm currently painting, which you modeled so awesomely, it was really fun reading about this because right now I'm totally motivated to get this shit done because it's such a great model. And it was like, the Codex is coming out. Now it's time to finish the Gun Beast and make it great.
Dude, you've been going crazy on that Gun Beast. I'm really impressed.
Make Tyranids great again.
Absolutely.
Guys,
absolutely.
Bye, Simon. Thank you.
I wish you all a good night. Bye.
Good night, buddy.
Bye.
And there he flies away in his Odonata. Phew.
Odonata?
Yes.
Oh, wait, the Odonata. Okay, it took me a second. I'm the worst Tyranid guy ever.
What?
Marco,
Used to
you've
be
gotten so far on that. I can't believe how far you've come with the painting of it. That's awesome.
I think I'm about half finished, maybe more than half.
It looks like it.
Tail, back, and legs to be done, and the arms. Then it's gonna be done. But I think I have 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks now.
Oh, to
And
be
then the
done?
base.
Wow. Okay. Honestly, buddy, I am so impressed because, like, when I glued that thing together, I was like, I don't fucking know how he's going to paint this.
Yeah, it's actually the first large model I've ever painted where things are glued together. And of course, it's a pain, but it's worth it.
Honestly, that's how I like to paint models because then you don't have to paint shit that no one's going to see. You're like, I can't get my brush in there. Who cares?
I'm far too much of a perfectionist to be able to do this.
Okay.
I have to get it done properly, especially with such a model.
I would not have judged you, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, thank you. But no, it's got to be great. It's got to be the best painted Gumbies so far, and I think it will be.
Awesome. Well, I feel like it's my best sculpted Gunbeast so far.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, so Marco Peter Hampson's loving the work so far.
Great.
Thank you.
Symbio Joe is off, so bye, Joe.
Bye, Symbio Joe. Thanks for joining us.
Tom Wilson says, Diana just reminded me that you should all like and subscribe the stream.
Oh my god, you guys are the fucking best. Thank you.
I love it how that has now become a running thing with us. Just like we're taking the mick out of people doing it, but we're actually doing it ourselves.
We actually really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing it because we're bad. Well, Flynn's good at it. Thank you all for doing it because I'm bad at it.
Put it in the chat and then I can remember to remind them to do it.
Well, then we got to thank them for doing that, for putting it in the chat. Oh my god, I'm getting to the point where I'm ruining what I already sculpted. I need to stop.
Yeah, same here. Not gonna touch anything today anymore.
But honestly, I'm trying to make you guys care about this mini Hive Tyrant, but I know that everyone really just loves the mini Screamer Killer, and I understand, but, you know.
I think it's such a neat idea with the little ones.
Thanks, buddy.
What was your inspiration to come up with the
I was literally lying in bed, thinking about Tyranid Kill Team, and thinking about an all warrior group, and I'm like, man, that'll be really boring if it's just a bunch like 6 warriors that look normal. Yeah. So I started thinking about like alternate. Oh, I have one over here that I started. Where is it? Like combat warriors. Hold on. That are like reposed to be more like running forward rather than like standing upright.
Yeah, of course.
So I started messing around with that, and then I just started thinking about like what are other ways to make warriors more like iconic or individual looking. And for some reason I was like, I was thinking like, wouldn't it be funny to have a warrior that just has like 4 scything talons or four bone swords? How could you make that look cool? And I'm like, well, what if it was just like a Screamer Killer? I don't know. I don't have a good answer other than I was thinking about it in bed and it just came to me.
Okay, so normally, normally our non-queens ask us like, what are you thinking about right now? Do you get this a lot in your relationship?
Well, okay, like there's a meme that I saw about this where like the woman the woman is like, oh my god, like I wonder what he's thinking right now. I wonder if he's thinking about another woman. And then it shows the thought processes of the man, and it's something like, I wonder who would win in a fight, a velociraptor or Venom.
It is like that.
It's literally all we're thinking about.
I honestly thought you were thinking of doing them for epic scale or the new Adeptus Titanicus scale. For when
these would be very large for that.
But wouldn't they be more accurate for how big Tyranids actually are?
Well, they would be like Titans in that.
Oh no, they'd still be a little bit shorter than the Titans.
I thought that like a knight in Adeptus Titanicus is like the size of a Space Marine.
No, they're actually the size of a warrior, roughly, I think.
Are they?
My brother's got quite a few of them. I can't remember.
Right?
They're small. Wait, or am I thinking
No, because I have like a box that I bought of like the Power Fists from the Knights, and they're like Space Marine size.
I'm thinking of the Warlord Titans. That's not the Warlord Titans.
They're big.
They're big. The Warhound Titans.
That sounds right.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But still works. They've not got scaling correct any time anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
No, not for that. Just because, like, honestly, kill team, and I wanted them to look cool. Like, you got like a Tyranid Prime, and it just looks like a warrior with some flashy bits on it. Like, why not have like a
Yeah.
mini Hive Tyrant leading this squad?
Easy way of doing the primes.
Mm,
Yeah, easy, you say.
such a nice idea.
Thanks, man. I'm just like, I don't know. I like the challenge of taking an aesthetic from one scale
Yep.
and replicating it in another. Literally, my biggest victory in this whole project was that, where is it? I had a picture of the mini Tyrant, and I had this.
Nice.
And someone was like, "Oh yeah, the Hive Tyrant Bone Saber. Man, those are really small, aren't they?" And I'm like, "You mean this Hive Tyrant Bone Saber?" And it was just that I had done it so well that someone mistook it for like the larger bit. So I felt like that was a victory.
Absolutely.
Did you just
Yeah.
take the sword and cut it down, or did you
Yep.
file
I
it
didn't
down?
even take a saw. I just used a clipper, and I clipped off. Where are my bone swords? They're around here
Oh, you just-
somewhere. Do I have a pile? I thought I had a pile of bone swords here.
So that's the normal warrior bone sword then, and you just clip
Yep.
this off it.
Hold on.
Ah.
How are they?
Oh. Captain Timboli's asking what's the next mini Tyranid to be.
Well, I feel like it should be a lictor, but damn it, where are those bone swords? Oh, they're in a box. Okay, never mind.
Why don't you do
Yeah,
a
so
mini
it's a bone sword, and I just clipped the square end off, and then I just kind of like cut. I think I did it with the chisel blade. I lined it up with this and kind of like got the rough shape of it, and then just cut it, and then I used the sprue ripper to just kind of like engrave the, I don't know, the indents into it.
I was thinking you'd clip it off from the other one and just brought it down a bit.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what it worked. No, as in like you took the bone saber one, clipped it off.
No.
Bone saber and put it on there.
No.
So think if it's doing a lictor, I'd say do something like a Karen
Ew. Why?
because it's big enough to shrink down to be the right size.
Yeah, but then I'd be doing a Karen. I'd have to make it look all gangly and shit.
Not if you do it right.
Oh, see what I did there? Sorry, I'm just dumping on Karen. No, I don't know. I like the iconic nids. I also like kind of making them second edition-y, because like the Screamer Killer is clearly a second edition Carnifex. And for the mini Hive Tyrant, he's gonna have like the whole like one-sided arm with the gun, and then the other side's gonna be the combat weapons.
I'm trying to think of what else you could do for.
Well, okay, I've already given it some thought. Red Terror as like a warrior with the speed biomorph that you can get in Kill Team.
Yeah.
That's one. The Lictor, that's another one. I don't know. After that, I'm open to ideas.
I was trying to think of what big size models are there that you could.
Tyrannifex, Haruspex. I mean, an Exocrine might be a bit much.
Could do the Maliceptor one, like.
But there's no like psychic warrior.
Couldn't you do small re-slugified Haruspex for your kill team?
Oh,
like a small
cute.
slug?
That's cute. That's really cute. Marco, you know how to move my Tyranid heart.
Oh, Peter Hampton just made a good point.
What's that?
You need to do some miniature Tyrant Guard.
Oh, yes. Oh, sorry. Yes. Thank you, Peter Hampson. I had given thought to that. I initially thought of doing them as gaunts, upright combat gaunts as mini Tyrant Guard, but then I was thinking that would be a really cool warrior. Yes, that's a great idea. That's what I want to do next. Skip the Lictor, Tyrant Guard. Peter Hampson nailed it on the head.
Isn't it with Kill Team you can take 3 warriors and then 5
6 warriors? Well, yeah, you can mix warriors and termagants, or you can take 6 warriors.
No, I think it's only because take 1 unit of warriors.
No, you can take 2.
Of 3 men.
You can have a full warrior kill team. You can only take, the only one that's limited is the gaunts. You can only take 1, they call it swarm, hive swarm or something. You can only take 1, what are they called? Gun team, kill team? I don't know.
Well, you know.
Fire team? Fire team. You can only take 1 fire team of gaunts. You can take 2 fire teams of warriors. You can take 2 fire teams of gene stealers. But you can only ever have 1 fire team of gaunts because they don't want you to like swarm people, I guess. I don't know.
Say turn the other one either into the Lictor or the Red Terror. Just combine them both into one. Because obviously the Lictor was around at that point in the armor cost stuff.
No, like it has to be one or the other. I want to do the aesthetic, so it's either going to be the Red Terror aesthetic or the Lictor aesthetic. But I think I'm leaning towards Tyrant Guard. We'll see. And if it's Tyrant Guard, you know they're going to have the picnic tables.
Oh, the shield, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
The bone shield.
Yep.
That's why whenever I get around to, if I play with those, they're going like, yep, it's a bone shield, bone sword. How'd
Yep.
you prefer? Yeah, it's...
Extended
he's got the
Carapace
last
plus Bone Sword.
Yeah.
Seriously, guys, we can call it. Like, it's getting late.
Yep.
Especially in Germany. Marco, I'm amazed that you lasted this long. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I just started another painting step actually because I'm so pumped to just get it done.
Oh, good.
She's just too beautiful.
So this has been good. I've enjoyed talking about all of our Tyranid wish lists. Hopefully they come true, and hopefully we get a little more info on the Tyranid stuff coming up. I think that if it's going to be like an Eldar wave, they're probably going to start doing like the Monday previews for Tyranids, and how exciting would that be?
So what do you think it's going to be called? Like not the Eldar.
Shadow in the Warp.
Yeah. They do it on Mondays.
What's that?
I don't think they do it Mondays.
No? You think they'll do Tyranid Tuesday?
Exactly.
You cheeky bugger. But they always do the Monday previews. It's like a Monday preview thing.
Yeah.
Haven't they always?
I just think, yeah, I think. I don't really know. But I just think Tyranid Tuesday has just got a little better ring to it. And
that would be cute.
Marketing-wise,
That would be cute.
Marketing-wise, they actually are there for it. They know what to use for marketing. So I think they would do Tyranid Tuesdays.
That would be neat. I support that. I used to do Tyranid Tuesdays on my blog. I would like post Tyranid stuff on Tuesdays.
It's just
Flesh
a good
Fridays.
hashtag. It's so easy.
Yeah. Well, here's hoping. I think so too, but we'll see. All right, friends.
Bye.
Whoa, Marco actually commented in YouTube? Look at you getting all professional.
Yes, I'm fancy like that.
I'm just looking if there's anything in there. Oh, Peter Hampson having terrible ideas buying Osiark Bone Reapers weapons and making them into Tyranid weapons. Hey man, I got some of those Osiark Bone Reapers here. I want to make them into old Tyranid Guard or Tyranid Warriors. That was another option for random kill team stuff.
Boxes stuff. Boxes stuff is amazing.
It was just too good.
What's that, Simon? Marco?
We both started talking about boxes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're hot.
It was just too good.
Bye, Eric. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Beard.
All right, let's call it.
Bye.
Thanks, gents. Talk to you later. I'm going to do a crazy thing, and I'm going to just stop the stream and the streamer and hope that it doesn't kill YouTube. So if this ends abruptly, you know what to do. So thank you all for joining us, and we'll talk to you soon.